Welcome back to AM Northwest. It's a one-bowl cake even beginner bakers can master. Here to share a sweet, seasonal recipe from her cookbook, we welcome back the author of Braids, Sonya Sanford. Great to see you again.
So nice to see you, Helen.
So I understand it's called a Cara Cara orange olive oil cake.
Yes.
Okay.
And you can use any orange. You don't have to use Cara Cara.
Okay.
But do you ever eat these?
I have never even thought specifically of using a Cara Cara.
Okay, well what I love,
oh my gosh, how pretty is it?
They're so lovely and beautiful, like a ruby red grapefruit, but they're very sweet and floral. And so the only tricky technique of this whole recipe is that you supreme an orange. Have you ever done that before?
No.
So supreme is just when you take out the outer peel.
Okay.
And then we'll do this real fast. You can do it a little more carefully at home. And what you're doing is you're taking away all this white pith, which creates the bitterness.
Right.
You know, and when you don't have that white pith, it's actually quite sweet. So then what I do is I just cut between the membranes of the orange.
Okay.
And that way there's no white. See how, I mean, you can trim those little bits,
gotcha.
but you get most of it off.
Yeah.
And then you're just left with the sweetness of the orange.
Oh my gosh.
And we'll just do this real quick and move on. But the Cara Cara starts showing up now at the market.
Oh, it does, okay.
In November, and then it will go almost till March usually.
Okay.
And it's just a very fragrant. Do you want to try a little sliver?
Yes, please. I was going to ask you.
Just see how you think about that.
Oh, yum.
It's so lovely, right?
So good.
Okay, and so then the other thing we're going to do, just before we get into making our batter, after dividing this orange, we're going to take the zest from an orange, and I like to zest facing up, not down. It makes it so much easier for the zest to collect.
There seems to be, I was going to say, you're
microplane.
doing a great job of collecting the zest there.
Okay, and now you can dump that into the bowl.
You bet.
Just turn it over, give it a tap. And then the next thing we'll do is we're going to use every part of both of these two oranges.
Okay.
We're going to squeeze this in here. About one orange is about 1/3 of a cup of juice. And that's exactly how much we need for this recipe. And again, navel would work beautifully here.
Yeah, so, okay, gotcha.
Any orange. What I love about this cake, there's no butter. It's an olive oil cake.
Wow.
It stays very moist. It's extremely easy to make.
Look how pretty it is, too.
Yeah.
See that?
Okay.
Okay.
So the other tip to get the most out of your orange is to combine the sugar and the zest first. Do you want to give that a whisk?
Yeah, you bet. Okay.
And what you're doing is you're now integrating the zest and the oils of the zest into the sugar,
wow, look
and
at
it's
that.
going to perfume it.
Yes.
Okay.
The aroma is incredible.
Now we're going to add all our wet ingredients. You can
Okay.
give that a pause. We'll add our 1/3 cup of orange juice, a 1/3 cup of buttermilk. If you don't want to buy buttermilk, you can just take regular milk and add a splash of apple cider vinegar, and that will be the same thing.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. It creates a little acidity.
A little vanilla there?
A little vanilla, and then 2 eggs. We'll whisk them in one at a time.
Okay.
How easy is this, right?
No kidding. Yeah.
It's just a little whisking. So I make this cake all season long,
but that is. Yeah.
But I also love to make it for Hanukkah, which is a holiday where you celebrate oil.
Oh, right.
But it's celebrating oil without frying, which I really appreciate too.
Good point.
Okay, so now that all of our wet ingredients are mixed together, I can get that out of your way. Now we're gonna sift in our dry ingredients. So,
why the sifting?
Well, for one, it helps reduce any clumps. It aerates the flour.
Okay.
It's a way to get your cake lighter, fluffier, more tender. If you don't have a sieve and you can't sift, it's okay, just throw it in.
Okay.
So this is also baking powder, baking soda, and a little bit of salt. You always want salt.
Okay.
That brings out the flavor. And then I just sift it in. And
That's so funny. I have not sifted flour in forever and a day, but I remember as a kid doing that with like my great aunt, sifting the flour. But
did you have one of those?
Yeah.
One of those proper sifters. Okay, and then we're gonna fold the flour into the wet ingredients.
Okay.
And you know, folding is sometimes a confusing term, but it just really means to gently incorporate from the bottom into the center. Do you want to give it a try?
You bet.
And you're just looking for it to mostly absorb. You don't want to mix it too much because that will make your cake tough, but you do want to make sure it gets incorporated.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. And you can go a little faster.
Okay.
There you go. And once it's like 99% there, we're going to add in our last ingredient, which is our oil.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And specifically olive oil because
Yeah.
it has a great taste to it, right?
It has wonderful flavor. It has a sort of like depth to it. But to be honest, you can use like an avocado oil or a good sunflower oil. But I think there's a nice flavor to the olive oil. There you go. That complements the sort of subtle bitterness in an orange. Like it's very subtle. It's not meant to be overpowering.
Now, is that folded enough?
That's perfect.
Okay.
And now we're going to add 2/3 of a cup of oil, and I'll get this started and show you.
Sure.
It's the same idea. We're folding this in now, and we're really getting in all that fat that you would normally have from something like butter.
Butter,
right?
for sure. Okay.
It's probably a little bit less butter than, I mean, oil to butter ratio, you know? Okay, do you want to give it a final
So it's essentially a healthy cake.
I think so,
Yeah.
right? It's nice to have a lighter cake option during the holidays.
Holidays, oh yes, because everything is definitely heavy during the holiday season for sure.
The other thing that's great about this cake is it lasts for days at room temperature.
Oh.
So you can make it ahead and it tastes better the next day.
Really? Okay.
Yes. Okay, that's
All right,
perfect.
That's good.
Give it one last little zhuzh, and then we're going to put it into a greased and lined pan.
Okay.
9-inch pan. We're going to preheat our oven to 350 degrees. Get that all out. And now, remember those oranges?
Yes, that we can see right in here.
Yeah. Here, I'll give you a couple, and I'll take a couple, and we'll just gently place them on top. You don't have to press them in. They're going to sink in as they cook. And you can arrange them however you like. And then you put this in the oven. This will bake for about 30 to 35 minutes.
Oh, not too long. That's great.
It's a super, how long did that take? 5 minutes?
Yeah, that's
you know?
great.
Super easy cake.
That's what it looks like. Oh, wait, we'll pull powdered
You want to give it
sugar?
a little dusting?
Yeah. A little zhuzh, as you say.
Yeah.
Okay, oops. It's going all over the place.
That's okay.
Okay.
The more sugar, the better.
Yes.
All right, and let me slice you a piece.
Okay.
Of course, if you'd like to try.
Yes.
And I love to
Look
serve
how
this.
moist that looks.
Yeah, it's really a great crumb.
Wow.
I love to serve this with a dollop of whipped cream, or often I'll do even a little dollop of Greek yogurt or labna.
Oh, yeah. That's great.
I'm so glad you like
That's
it.
great. Oh, my goodness, Sonia, that's awesome.
So happy you like it.
Yeah, I love it. The book again is Braids. And also, we're going to put the recipe on our website at ka2u.com. Sonia, thank you so much.
Thank
Great to
you,
see you.
Helen.
That is yummy. We'll be right back with more AM Northwest. Don't go away. That's so good.